Here we go. Trying to be like Dakota.
We live.
Hey man, you ready?
Nope, not yet. Hold on. Yep,
That's
let's do it.
crazy. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. This is season 6, episode 5 of the Reed Talking Listen podcast. I'm your host, Nick Reed, along with my brother and co-host Trey Reed. How you doing tonight, man?
Bruh, I'm good, man. Long day of work, man, and finally got home, went to the gym. Shit, getting ready for this show. Now I'm here.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. I've been ready for this show for a while. You brought it up right way when we took our little hacienda. After season 5, you were like, "Hey, my buddy, I got a buddy that want to come on. It's gonna be a real lit show." And I was like, "Oh yeah, for sure." And then obviously we already had some stuff pre-planned, so we had to push it back. But we're here now.
Oh yeah, we here now. Oh
Hey
yeah.
man, but I'm gonna let you. But before we even do that, man, what you been up to? What you been up to recently? Man? I know we did the episode just Monday, but
Man, pretty the same thing, man. Just editing, chopping videos, man. Trying to figure out this whole YouTube algorithm, and same with TikTok and all that. Trying to get more content out, and then just going to the gym, working. That's about it, man. Just shout out to my little girl. You know, what I'm saying got an award for achievement and innovation with dumb
nah,
thoughts.
for real.
Saying 11 years old, and already got engineers saying like, hey, we ain't never been able to see or do what you talking about doing. So, as a dad, super proud of her. You know what I'm saying? At being that age and doing exciting as that, I'm just super excited, and she gets to go out to the mill and walk around and tour. So it's gonna be dope. I'm super excited for her, and I'm a proud dad right now.
No, no doubt. As soon as you posted that, or you shared the post, I was like, "What?" And I read it. But I remember, her talking about that over Christmas. You know what I'm saying, and
Yep.
stuff like that. So, um, it's just one of those things that goes to show, hard work and dedication to something, no matter what it's in, uh, will get you where you need to be.
Oh,
You know what
definitely.
I mean? So to be 11 and getting to sit down with engineers who have been doing this for 15, 20, 30 years, and they want to hear what she has to say, that's huge.
Oh, exactly. And then the fact that it wasn't like it was a school project. It was something that she just I want to make a change. So this is what I feel needs to be done, and just go out and do it, man. It's amazing.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Hey, we got an action-packed show tonight. So everybody buckle up, put your seatbelts on. We're gonna take y'all for a little ride. Um, as we always do or try to do anyway. But man, I'm gonna let you introduce the guest tonight.
All right, man. Hey, this guest is a guy that I met a couple years ago on the job. Cool cat, man. Half the time when I didn't say half the time, I say 90% of the time when I you know run into him at work, I probably spend about 3 or 4 hours just talking to him, not even doing my job, because we just going down memory lane, man, talking about pro wrestling and movies and all that. But without further ado, we have Mr. Jack Kruger, the Nightmare on Yo Street, two-time Midwest All Pro Tag Team Champion and former Midwest All Pro Heavyweight Champion of the world, Mr. Jack Kruger, the Nightmare on Yo Street.
Louis.
Hey,
Hi.
What's happening, guys? You even
what's
pulled
up?
my entrance video and everything. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we had to get down for you one time, man. We
There
had
you
to.
go. A shout out to the my entrance music as well. The song is called "Middle of the Night" by the band Some Hearts. They're based out of Oklahoma. Buddy I went to high school with, his band. When I came with to him with the Nightmare on North Street character, he's like, "I have a song for you." Got permission from the record label, and boom, off to the races. So shout out to Some Hearts, "The Middle of the Night," available on all streaming platforms. The official entrance music of The Nightmare on Your Street, Jack Kruger.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, we are super, super excited to have you on the show tonight, man.
I'm hyped to be here. This has been a long time coming. Ever since Trey kind of jipped me out of that Xbox a while back. Um,
Oh man, if you knew how many times we heard that, hey, I wish I had a dollar or maybe even a quarter for every time we heard that, man. But no, talk to us a little bit about who is Jack Kruger, and then who is the Nightmare on Your Street.
um, well, as I said, I am Jack Kruger. Small town kid, Valley Springs, South Dakota, representing, and kind of grew up ever since like I think my mom won tickets to a WCW event in like '98. So I got to see my first wrestling show in 1998. I was 4 years old, and um, ever since then, it's always been, you know, it was Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, all that stuff growing up, and just like with a lot of things in life, people fall in and out of watching wrestling, but so it always draws you back in, and then March 20th, 2018, after 3 years of sitting front row at Midwest All Pro Wrestling shows. After a couple of adult beverages, my the guy who would become my tag team partner, my one of my best friends, I consider him a little brother, Cole. Him and I decided to sign up, start pro wrestling, and this will be my sixth year in the business.
Man, 6 years in the business. That's a long time doing anything. But
Yes, I'm in constant
yeah, I was about to
pain.
say, a lot of people don't understand what necessarily goes into a wrestling match, man. But I've watched the behind the scenes.
Mm.
I've watched it all. Um,
The ring, all that.
exactly.
It's not a trampoline. It's not a trampoline.
Hey, this guy right here, Trey, got me into the wrestling scene as a kid because he was the biggest wrestling fan out there.
Man,
You know what I mean? Every event we had to have.
Monday.
Yeah, we had to have every event. So I got heavy into it at one point in my life, man, and I dove all into that. And so when he told me he met a wrestler, because I've never actually met a wrestler, but
Okay.
when he told me he met a wrestler, I was immediately intrigued. I had to know. I wanted to
Mm.
know. You know what I mean? So we got to here tonight. So if I get a little questiony, just let me know.
Oh yeah.
But when did you decide to go pro, man? When did you decide that pro wrestling?
Well, I
What
mean,
year was
honestly, pro wrestling. Yeah, it was March of 2018 when we signed up. What had happened was, uh, as I said, growing up, a huge pro wrestling fan. Attitude. Growing up during the Attitude Era and stuff, WCW, Monday Night Raw, everything like that. Um, Grew up watching it. My go-to number one favorite of all time, if you ever ask me, I'm gonna say Sting. It's
it? Oh,
always Sting.
okay,
Come from the ceiling.
okay.
Like Server Sting was all right for me, but the Crow, baseball bat trench coat repelling from the ceiling Sting, go-to favorite. I love it.
Gotta love
Um,
the thing.
and then grow up, then favorites change and stuff like that. Uh, Kind of fell out of wrestling for a while, got back into it, and it was, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Everything like that.
Dude,
Um,
they got me in trouble in school a lot.
uh, so growing up, loving professional wrestling, always thought, I did what everyone did. You don't try this at home. Well, I got a mattress and a steel chair and a friend, so we're gonna try this at home. And we just got watching it, everything like that. Then all of a sudden, one day, I think I was sitting in my pickup, and I was scrolling through Facebook, and I see there's a pro wrestling show in Sioux Falls that's not WWE. What's this Midwest All Pro? What former WWE superstar Eugene, like Eric Bischoff's nephew Eugene, the special guy? He owns it. He lives in Sioux Falls. What's going on? So I call my buddy Cole, and we go to this show, and we sat front row for 3 years straight. Then, as I said, we signed up March 2018, debuted in August 2018 as top-notch security of the world. And yes, it was taken straight out of Top Flight Security of the World, Craig. of the world.
Yeah.
And you gotta say that
And
one
then
more time.
exactly. So it was always top security of the world. And then we did that for about a year. Yeah, about a year as top notch security, but that just kind of, you can only do so much as a bad guy security guard.
Yeah.
So as to, we basically, if we had longer hair, we'd look like Jay and Silent Bob. Um, we did the next logical step from security guard. We changed it up to top notch entertainment, and we were rappers. Because
Oh,
obviously,
that's it.
I grew up in a small town in South Dakota surrounded by corn. I know all about hip hop. So like,
Yeah.
let's do it. Give me this what everyone called the white Rick Ross jacket, gold and white, big captain's hat, do rag. I have a do rag collection. Like that's just a thing I have. Big gold chain. Had different hip hop tees I'd wear. I actually won the Midwest All Pro title wearing a Biggie Small shirt and pulling out Wu Tang vinyls that weren't really Wu Tang vinyls. They were just random ones that we spray painted gold, breaking them over people's heads. That was 3 years of top notch entertainment of the world. And then there was a transition, Midwest All Pro transitioned into Flagship Pro Wrestling. And then we were doing our same thing there. And then one day, after a loss, I actually got choked out with a full Nelson. It was rough. My tag team partner, Easy C, broke a kendo stick over my head.
Mm.
And when I say it broke, it broke.
Yeah,
Like
bro.
welts, cuts everywhere, turned on me, and then treading into shattered thoughts, shattered life, shattered world. You go to a very dark place, and it was from there the Nightmare on Your Street was born.
Hey, hey, I like that.
Yes.
That bad boy.
Yeah. I like that. I like that, man. Hey, like I said before, super excited to have you in the house, man. We got a lot of stuff to get to. We're gonna get more into the Nightmare on Your Street, all out throughout
Mm.
the episode. But like I told you before, this ain't your normal interview. We bring you in, you get to
Mm.
sit down, you get to kick it with the retalking listeners all night long,
All
man.
right.
Beware because some of them are complete idiots, and
Okay.
they're in the chat. They're in the chat crazy sometimes.
Brett already hopped in.
Hey, Brett said, I tried to put the iron claw on Cam Sullivan, but his head was too damn big.
If you can't if you can't hit the iron claw, go with the mandible claw. Mankind right in the mouth. If you have a sock on, if not, just
Just go for
go for it.
it. Just go for it. Hey, big shout out to my guy Cam.
Like
Uh,
watching mankind do that, I was always like, why don't they just bite down on his fingers? Like, I just
just get him
bite
out of
down.
there.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
ask questions.
Right? Don't ask questions.
Don't ask questions. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. But no, Super Bowl tickets, man. We're gonna start out there tonight because this is getting crazy. Why are the Super Bowl tickets getting so outrageous?
Man, it's becoming it's not a sporting event anymore. It's really just a event for who's who. You know what I'm saying? Because the average man can't afford it. Like I heard Shannon Sharp saying, like the cheapest ticket was like $9,700.
Mm.
The average person can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? Like the average man is what drive, or the average man and woman, the average fan is what drives that sport all year long. And then the granddaddy of it all, the biggest football event or biggest sporting event in the world, one of them, anyways. That the people who drive it can't even go to it.
No, I agree. I agree with you 100% on that part. The working class man is what drives the NFL all season long. When you look up in those stands and those bleachers, yeah, in the box you might see a LeBron or you might see somebody up there in the box, but all throughout those stands are people who save their hard earned cash. I'm gonna take my kid to this game. I'm gonna take my wife to this game, my husband to this game, whatever it may be. And that's who those stands are filled with. And then, like you said, you get to the Super Bowl and only a celebrity can come.
That's it.
But I think it's built like that because if I'm a celebrity, I don't want to sit next to Joe Blow.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to be around Joe Blow. That's why when I walk out and everywhere I go, I got people around me to making sure y'all can't get to me. You know what I mean? So I think the more celebrities that got involved with the Super Bowl, the more the NFL was like, all right, we gotta start pushing out the riffraff.
Yep.
We can't have nobody streaking during this thing either. Lucky says they dropped the price from 8,200 to 6,944 and act like that was a real drop.
Exactly. Like
Jesus.
that's still like maybe 2 or 3 months of salary for some people, paychecks.
No, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? The average person can't afford that. I got my income tax just in time, and I might be able to go to the game, but I still can't afford to stay in a hotel room nowhere.
Jack, what you think about those? What you think about those ticket prices?
It's absolutely insane. Like I don't want to even. I don't want to pay a couple $100 to go. Like that's ridiculous. And then you got to deal with like it's not just your that money isn't just going towards seeing the game. It's every step you have to deal with to get to that seat to watch that game. It's
Mm-hmm.
the traffic, it's the airfare, it's the hotels, it's everything like that. I mean, some people are probably like, oh hey, um, the Super Bowl's. I mean, it's coming relatively near to me. If I start saving now, maybe by the time it rolls around and tickets go on sale, I might have enough to go.
Oh yeah, I think the most regular style people you see at the Super Bowl, they look at the because where the Super Bowl is going to be every year or whatever. They looked
Mm,
at it 4 or 5 years in advance, and they're like, okay, when the Super Bowl comes, like you said, close to me, I'm gonna go.
yeah,
It's not I'm gonna get to go watch my team in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Most
yeah.
most of those people don't have a team.
Like when was it a couple years ago when they had the Super Bowl in Minneapolis? You really think everyone thought the Vikings were going to make it?
They
My
almost
dad
made
is a lifelong Vikings fan. I grew up watching disappointment. Like I know
hey
it
they
was
almost
just to get a chance to go to the Super Bowl or the big game, as you're supposed to call it.
No doubt, no doubt.
but
How do go ahead,
that
Trey?
that year the Vikings almost made it. They got to like what, second round?
That's
Yes,
not
and
almost making it.
then disappointment. My
No,
previous statement holds up.
yeah, his previous statement holds up because first of all, that's not almost making it.
Well, that was the year that the Stephon Diggs had that crazy catch against the game winning catch against what you call it, New Orleans.
That was the Vikings that beat New Orleans. Oh yeah, Diggs in the Vikings at that point. I be forgetting he was over there because, like Jack said, that was a lot of disappointment over there, man.
Man,
Yeah,
Dang,
but
you a Viking, he a Cowboy. It's just full of disappointment in here tonight. That's crazy.
but the Vikings and the Cowboys, had the trade they gave the Cowboys on 3 Super Bowls, and they got all them players from the Or they got all them draft picks from the Vikings, and the Vikings got Herschel Walker, and that was it.
Mm.
Like the worst trade in sports history.
Oh, Herschel. Oh, Herschel wasn't ready. Hey, what? If you go into a WWE main event, what is that like compared to Super Bowl ticket?
I have. Like I've been to like watching. I've been to like Raw and SmackDown and stuff live. It's a fun event, stuff like that. But I couldn't. I know I have a bunch of buddies. They've been to like WrestleMania, which I believe is in Mania's in Philly this year. That would be killer to go to. Plus, it's like a whole week of events. So many places have like indie shows and stuff like that all around. So it's not just the 2 days of WrestleMania because WrestleMania is 2 days now. Um, it's everything going on around that area for that whole week. But seeing live, people you watch on TV live is always a fun thing.
Most definitely. What's that ticket price like?
Honestly, I mean, I think I'm cheap, so like I didn't go like I was in like the upper concourse and stuff. I probably paid like 50, $60,
Yeah.
like for like Raw or SmackDown.
But you there?
Um,
You there? That's the thing. Like,
I'm there. It's cool. Like I think it was in Sioux Falls when Kevin Owens like did like ran up a wall and did a flip off of the stage onto someone. It was awesome.
man,
Man.
you got $50, you only get in the parking lot.
Exactly.
Oh no, parking at Super Bowl is definitely a triple digit.
Oh,
No doubt.
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably pay someone to tell me about the Super Bowl for that price.
And you can watch it at home too. Like that's my biggest thing with it. I don't see how we're letting them get away with doing the price like that because they're gonna put it on TV for free.
Exactly.
Exactly.
here. I bet you pretty soon Super Bowl is gonna be it's gonna be on a streaming platform where you gotta pay to get it, or they're gonna make it like
Mm-mm,
a pay per view thing. You don't think so?
mm-mm. No, they care too much about how many people watch. Roger Goodell gets off to saying this is the most watched sporting event all year.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. That's
But
that's
see,
that's crazy.
like if you're a wrestling fan, you got multiple events you can go to, like multiple big events. You got SummerSlam. You got I don't know if they still do Hell in a Cell.
I think they're going away from making that its own show and just doing that like a big blow off kind of stuff. Yeah, you got the Survivor Series, SummerSlam, Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, everything like that. You have at least you probably have like 12 events a year
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
if
on top of doing weekly TV.
if you want to get into wrestling? How do you? Because I just said earlier, I was telling you earlier off camera. There's a lot of guys around that are getting into the wrestling scene or trying to start a wrestling scene here where I am. Um, but I never see like a graphic or anything that says, "Hey, come try out," or "Hey," you know what I mean?
Mhm.
How do you get into the wrestling scene?
I'd say just kind of how I did it was I just was pro wrestling schools in your area. Like there's more wrestling out there than a lot of people think of for when it comes to indie wrestling. Like I can think of probably 5 or 6 promotions within like 6, 7 hours of me.
Yeah,
And I know like there's so many like even down in Texas. I know I have a friend JP Harlow. He's down there, and there's multiple wrestling schools down there, multiple promotions. So it's just find your area. It might not be you know 20 minutes from your house. It might be, hey, it's about 2 hours away, and if you really want it, you're gonna drive 2 hours for 2 hours of training. Just drive 2 hours back and do that 3 times a week.
3 times a week.
Or there were some people that would literally like were moved from like northern Minnesota just to live in their vehicle, just to train and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, I remember watching one of the Bret Hart documentaries, and I remember like they was talking to the I forgot what was his dad's name.
Bootleg.
Stu Hart.
Yeah, Stu Hart. Stu Hart would have guys move to Canada just to train in their basement, and I mean, and they say like Stu will beat your ass
Hmm.
before you could actually like start training with them. He like beat the shit out of you, and then if you made it through that, then what I'm saying he would start your training. But
Hmm.
I mean, these guys I mean, to get into pro wrestling, some of these guys are like you said, living in their cars and stuff. You hear the stories on a lot of documentaries where like, yeah, I had $1 to my name and I was like living out of my car eating ramen noodles and hoping to get hoping that this one person would train me.
Hmm.
And so when we talking about training, um, wrestling is super technical.
Hmm.
Somebody not doing what they're supposed to do could end somebody's life. Uh,
Yep.
you know what I mean? So talk to us a little bit about the training.
A lot of it is, having I was trained by former WWE superstar Nick Dinsmore. Obviously, everyone knows him on from TV as Eugene, but that dude is one of the best when it comes to a wrestling mind. He trained, Randy Orton, Dave Batista, John Cena, was coached down at the Performance Center, stuff like that. Like he is, his wrestling mind is great. So we, say oh hey, we put this match together. We're gonna do, A, B, C, and D. He goes, well, why don't you just put this here? So why don't you go A, D, B, and C, and then here's L, Q, and Y. There you go. You're like, damn, that made it so much easier. But it's honestly it's all about trusting the people you're out there with. A lot of it it's a lot of cardio. It's like there's no shape like ring shape. I'm not in ring shape, like in the slightest. Like I'm a big 350-pound dude. They basically had me go out there and I can toss people around, but you still got to know how to run the ropes, hit the ropes, bump, tuck your chin. You got to be safe as you can out there and take care of your partner while also trying to make it look as you know unscripted as possible.
Yeah, no
We don't
doubt.
say the F word. We don't say the F word.
Hey, what's the F
Yeah,
word?
we don't say it. I just said we don't say it, and now you want me to say it. That's counter. It's fake. A lot of people say fake. Pro wrestling is fake.
Oh, okay, okay,
No,
okay, 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 okay.
scripted, predetermined, staged. But no, like I had again. In my entrance video that you saw, I put a guy through a table that was covered in mousetraps.
Yeah.
You know what I did earlier on that day? I super glued and set mousetraps to a table. I had a kendo stick broken over my head. Yeah, there was wood splinters in my head.
And that's why
You know,
I'm glad you brought that up right there because I've always kind of wondered because some stuff you just can't script. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like you saying, getting something broken off your head. There's no way to make
mm,
that break unless it breaks.
exactly. Like you can buy, like say you can buy, like sugar glass, like fake bottles,
Yeah.
like stuntmen. They're supposed to break over someone's head, but how are you? If I were to tell you, hand you a steel chair right now and go, all right, hit Trey, but make it loud, but don't hurt him. You can't. It's gonna look like garbage. You'll look like garbage, and then Trey's gonna look like garbage because he's gonna have to sell that.
Yeah.
No, you swing for the fence. You aim it flat. Swing for the biggest part of the back, and just take it.
Oh, y'all just taking that?
Yeah, I.
Oh
I mean,
no.
I'll put my hands up instead of getting hit in the head with the chair. Like, I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid. I did get a cookie sheet bent over my head because I got my hands up late. Anyway, yeah, and sometimes you just get hit. You run those ropes, like the ones we have were steel cables, tightened as tight as they can with rubber around them.
Mm.
Yeah, welts. It hurts.
But
We
you
have
had
about that much padding and then wood and metal cross beams.
And you watch it on TV and they bounce and they come back. I've been in a real wrestling ring, and if you don't know how to hit them, you don't go nowhere. It's just like,
It's it's all momentum.
yep,
Guess what? As I said, I'm like 350 pounds. There's momentum.
yeah, he said, I'm bending the ropes back.
You'll be hearing Miley Cyrus's wrecking ball if I'm coming at you at full force.
so Jack, like in sports, guys start, like say for football, high school, college, and in college they get drafted to go to the NFL. That's the big league. For you guys, how do you get to the big stage? WWE. How do you get to that big promotion?
Uh, with that, I mean, I can't really speak on how to get there. It's basically just training and getting your name out there. Learning from everything. Like basically, what I'm doing with pro wrestling, like trying to get around the area. It's right now. It's kind of more of a hobby at this point. Would I like it to be something more? Yes, I do. It's just driving myself to get there. But I know, some people like again, like I have a friend who was training up here and then he moved down to Texas and putting in work, going on different shows, trying to get booked everywhere he can. You know, meeting people, making connections. And I've seen him like twice now in AEW.
So
A couple other friends that I've gotten the hell beat out of me by. Seen him on AEW, see him all over the place. It's just people getting out there and putting in the work, putting in the reps.
most definitely, and I would say, in the football world and the basketball, all that stuff, social media has really played a game into the okay, I want to go pro because some guys you don't necessarily have to. It looks better if
Mm,
you go to college and play, but now you necessarily don't have to. You could come out
mm.
of high school, train for 3 years, XFL, NFL, and all off Instagram. Is that
Yeah,
something that you can do in the wrestling world? Could you build a big
I,
social
I
media
would.
platform?
I mean, I would believe so. I mean, now there's a lot of promote like social media is kind of key to reaching the most amount of people. Just like I was on a podcast, My Time with Marty. Shout out to my friend Marty. He's in New Zealand. It was 8 a.m. their time. It was three a.m. after what would have been bar closed if I'd gone out that night to be on a podcast.
Yeah.
Like social media, you can reach out there. That Jack Kruger on TikTok, Instagram, X. Follow me. Shameless
Yeah.
plug. Um,
Get my guy's Instagram down there, man.
I got you. I'm
it should be that Jack Kruger on all forms of social media. Um, but yeah, it definitely helps open the door probably for things because we have we have the world in our hands with our cell phones, and simple as like, all right, well, I recorded this match, let's post this up there. I think um, there's a clip out there of me putting the guy through the table covered in mouse straps. Yeah, a couple thousand views on TikTok, stuff like that. Got that nice warning: do not try this at home underneath it. um, but yeah, social media can definitely play an influence in at least getting noticed. It's not like, hey, I posted a video. Where's my contract? It's definitely like, oh yeah, I think I heard this guy's name before, stuff like that. But like for as it getting your foot in the door of wrestling, you a lot of people obviously say, you just learn in the backyard and whatnot like that. Find a school, find a pro wrestling school that is trusted. Um, Go there, learn how to do it right. Nothing against backyarders, but learn how to do it right. Um, and like there's not really. I know a couple people that I know. They signed up for the Midwest All Pro Wrestling School. Back when that was a thing. Um, they signed up. They were still in high school. Had to get waivers and stuff signed. But I signed up at 20. 23 years old, and we just kind of went and did it. But like high school, I did some wrestling stuff like that. But kind of I kind of veered right and went into theater, which is kind of what pro wrestling is. It's theater.
Yeah.
Like you got dudes in tights and covered in baby oil fighting for championship belts, like championship titles, everything like that. It's acting. Like that's what I'm doing. Not to brag, but I did play Yertle the Turtle in Suzical the Musical. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. Hey,
Exactly. Like it's theater, man. Like that's what it is. It's a soap opera with steel chairs. I love it.
I love it too. I love it too. But speaking
Like
of that
what?
right
Like you're not having um, you know Travis and Jason Kelsey doing a custody of their mom ladder match in the middle of an NFL stadium. No, we had Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio for the custody of Dominic ladder match. Where are you? Where else are you going to see something like that? It's
there,
insane. Pro wrestling is insanity.
no, you talk about being actors, and it being theater. Um, Me growing up, I would have betted you all the money my mama had that everything was on point.
Mhm.
They're fighting out there. You couldn't tell me no
Yep.
different. Um, and I got my heart broken at one point. You know what I mean? When I found out that it was theater. Did you always know it was theater, or did you think it was the
Oh
real
no,
deal?
no, 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 no! When I was a little kid, that's real. That's full on 100% facts. Well, you grow up, and then it kind of you always have the naysayers out. They'll dropping the F word all out there. Like, well, no, and then you think about, they act, all right, that kind of makes sense and whatnot, but um, it changes a little bit for a second, but then it's like, oh man, I really like Star Wars. That ain't real either.
Yeah.
Sorry if no one in the watching knew that, but yeah, it's fantasy. It's not real. Um, but it doesn't mean you enjoy it any less. Um, there are people out there that think the NFL is scripted.
I do.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, you can go back last
All
show.
right, we got two right there, right there.
Cause to me, there's like way too much money involved for it to be left to chance. Like when you look at
Yep.
Vegas and you look at the amount of people that are betting, and now that we can bet straight from our phones,
Hmm.
now it's more available. I don't have to go to a bookie now. So
No,
Yeah. Did you guys see? There was a conspiracy going around that like the colors of the Super Bowl logos is supposed to mean what teams are going to be there. I saw that like last week.
I saw that going around.
it made sense up
It lined up till now.
yeah lined up till
Yeah,
now.
it was supposed to be what, like the Niners and the Ravens is what
hmm
everyone was thinking it was going to be there.
Purple and red, yeah.
We all knew it wasn't going to be the Lions.
And then Taylor Swift came in there and sang them in there.
Oh yeah.
But it makes sense to me though that the NFL will be scripted, right? Because I think the whole reason of WWE being scripted is because if the people at the top are telling the story, we're gonna tell the best story.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna tell the best story. It does the
Mm.
NFL no good if the Jacksonville Jaguars go to the Super Bowl and win. It does them no good. It really.
Well, I mean, it would be good because if I'm not mistaken, the owners of the Jaguars is uh, also own AEW, All Elite Wrestling. That's Tony Khan.
It's gonna be it's the Jaguars versus the Chargers. I don't think the same division. I don't know. Jaguars like that'd be a bad Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
It doesn't sound appealing.
It
No.
doesn't sell the tickets. But
Mm,
if Patrick Mahomes is going back to get close
mm,
to Brady and the 49ers who have been knocked down at the end of the road
mm,
so many times in a row make it. Oh, I
mm,
gotta watch that game. Taylor Swift gonna be there watching her man.
And you got a
mm.
Mr. Irrelevant at starting quarterback.
You got Mr. Irrelevant at quarterback of the 49ers. You got Patrick Mahomes' dad who just picked up his DOI third or more in Tyler, Texas. I mean, you got it all.
Yeah.
Lucky says, I'm with Nick. Lucky, did you change your profile pic me show?
Yep.
Um. Shout out to Lucky. She made my Nightmare on Your Street logo.
Hey, shout out. Hey, I'm messing with that
Yeah.
name too, by the way. I just want you to know that. I'm messing with that name here.
Nightmare.
Right.
Hey,
Great work for graphic design, everything like that. She makes some crazy stuff. She made my logo. So yeah, it's a shout out to her. She's the best.
She said, stop it, Jack.
No. I'll send
No,
you the bill later for the plug. It's fine.
no free plugs.
hey, but you know, like when you go back to like the Attitude Era of WWE, man, those storylines kept us coming back Monday after
Mhm.
Monday after Monday, man. Like the storylines between Undertaker and Mankind. Then you had Stone Cold going up against Generation X. Like
Stone Cold McMahon,
Stone
Mm,
Cold McMahon, dude. He was
Stone
so
Cold and
dude.
The Rock and Triple H.
It kept us
every-
coming back, bro. Stone Cold went to the hospital and beat McMahon up in the bed.
With a bedpan.
It would have bad pain. He dressed up like a doctor.
came there and beat
Bro,
him up.
Mm.
Everything.
it had me, bro. It had us all, and that's why the NFL. I don't. I think if it came out that it was some kind of they manipulated some game. I don't. I think for some people it'll be like, man, I ain't watching no more. But I think people will be like, it's entertainment. All right, cool. Let's see who's gonna win this week because you still don't know who's gonna win.
You still don't know who's gonna win. And I think it's scripted. I think it's scripted in the fact that not everybody knows too. Not everybody. It's too many. There's too many little Johnnies in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? That dude
Yeah,
making league minimum. He can't know this shit scripted. What he gonna practice hard for? You know what I'm saying? Like he can't know this shit scripted.
exactly.
But if I tell Patrick Mahomes this shit scripted, don't blow up at Kadarius Toney. He finna miss a couple balls tonight.
Hmm.
Nobody. It goes unnoticed. It goes. It can easily. It can just fly under the radar. All right, referee, that lead head judge. If they bring you any type of holding penalty tonight, shut that shit down.
Yep.
Ain't nobody holding. That can
Hmm.
change the whole game right there with nobody else knowing. You know what I
Like
mean? So,
prime example, those holding calls on Likely
yeah,
for the Ravens. It was like two holding calls in the end zone. That
that's
changed
what
the
I'm
game
saying.
right there.
That's a whole game changer.
That's two touchdowns.
That's it. Yeah, it's something that'll just it's fun to theorize about that because it's a possibility. You never really know,
It can't
and the
come out
people that
because
are in the know, they ain't gonna tell you.
they get their head brought to them because there's too much involved. There's too many people losing money on those games for them to ever be able to be like, all right, yeah, we was playing with y'all.
But
There's too many people losing money.
see now,
Riots in the streets if that came out.
hey, but see, like on FanDuel and on Prize Picks, you can bet on WWE matches. They have
You can do that,
yeah, who's gonna win the Royal Rumble? You can bet.
Really?
right? You can bet on that. They do ads on WTV stuff about how for that. Yo, yeah, you can bet this, you can bet that. I pick wrong a lot.
I don't know. I think this year, I think I would have picked the Royal Rumble champion because Cody Rhodes. They got to complete that storyline, man. They got to.
I mean, but now there he might not. He said he's coming for Roman, not at WrestleMania. And then The Rock came out. And looks like we're getting Rock v. Roman at Mania. And
Rock v.
not a lot of
Roman.
people are happy about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Hey,
it's the battle of the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's who's really at the head of the table.
that's tough.
As I'm gonna rock my Jey Uso shirt. Yeet.
Yeah. So what is that? What is that? That because that's his cousin, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So what is that? What does that family mean to the wrestling? Because there's been like what, 5 of them?
Oh, so many more.
Boy,
More?
Because
boy,
just like that family, they like immediately like you know, you got Rikishi, his his brother, I believe his brother was Yokozuna, Umaga, and then you got Rikishi's kids, Jimmy, Jey Uso, Solo Sikoa. They have another son that's out in the like, the indie scene. The Rock's their cousin. You have, Appa and Sika, the Wild Samoans. Just a Samoan dynasty.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. So what does that
Hmm.
mean? What does that mean for the wrestling community when those guys, shipping those guys through there like that?
Like I think it's really cool to see. I like watching second, third, fourth generation wrestlers come through. I'm like, hey, I'm like I watched their dad or something like that. Like I was I was we were supposed to have a show, but it ended up actually it was supposed to be outdoors, got rained out. But like I hung out with like Cowboy Bob Orton. I'm like, I watch your kid on TV. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
we just and here's the thing, we didn't talk about wrestling at all. We
That's
talked about
that,
Game of Thrones.
that's even more wild. But I think
That was
that's the best.
awesome.
When you meet somebody like that, hey,
Mhm.
hey y'all, give me a
Like
second. Hey, I'll be right back.
yep. But just looking at what you call it, the Uso family tree, dude, it's nuts, man. That you have a
do you have it pulled up right now? Like
yes, I do. I do got it pulled up.
it is insane.
Hold on, let me make it a little bit bigger. But it's just it's wild that
Yeah, it's crazy.
that family, man. You mean it starts with I don't even know who Tavo Anoa. Then you got Otani Anoa. Then it goes to Peter Maivia.
Hi Chief Peter Maivia, yeah.
Yep. And then Atuma Anoa, Junior Anoa, Sika Sika Anoa, Afo Anoa, Avoa Anoa. Then you go to
Yeah. It just
John
goes and
goes
goes
on,
and
man.
goes.
And I don't think there's another family that has that much of a bloodline in the sport.
I mean, I would say like a close second would have to be like the Hearts,
Yeah.
just with even through marriage and whatnot, like everything like that. Like that's the only thing that would be kind of close, but
That's wild.
none of that ring is far back as the Samoan dynasties.
Exactly. So you guys just started, New Sound Wrestling. So explain to the RTL listeners, what New Sound is.
New Sound Pro Wrestling was started by four wrestlers or three wrestlers and a manager, general manager that decided to just kind of do their own thing, start up something new in South Dakota, New Sound. It's funny, it's actually my roommate, Tommy Douglas, uh, the bodacious Tommy Douglas. I should probably add in case he's listening from another room. I don't need him coming in super kicking me in the face. Um, the Never Beat Crash McDermott, the time traveling DeLorean Diggs, and his fiance Amanda Monroe. They all started New Sound, and we have our first show coming up in my hometown, Valley Springs, South Dakota, on the Rocks, March 16th. Yep, there it is right now. I'm in a barroom brawl. It's going to be the Reflection of Perfection, Webster Prince versus the Nightmare on Your Street, Jack Kruger, in a barroom brawl. So you best believe there's going to be some weapons, and we're going to have it's gonna tear the house down.
Oh man, so this is y'all's first event, right?
It'll be our debut show. Yes.
Oh man. So how many people do you guys are looking to have there?
I'm honestly, I like. maybe I'm being crazy, but I'm hoping we pack that sucker to the rafters. I want standing room only because so many people in my hometown, they always say, we know you're a wrestler, we want to come see you wrestle, um, but they just didn't have the time and like that. But hey, I'm coming to your backyard. You
Right.
ain't got no reason. It's a free show. No better price than free. Come out, have a couple beverages at On the Rocks, watch us all wrestle. And we got some other great people that are going to be on the show. Like I believe we're going to the names are escaping me at the moment. We're going to have a women's triple threat match that's been announced. We're going to have the System versus Alvin Falcone. That's going to be a barn burner. We're going to have these boys, the Shelley brothers, Jake and Chase, kind of up and coming tag team within the last couple of years. They're facing off against the bodacious Tommy Douglas and the Outlaw King, Lucky Lund, and that match is that's going to tear the roof off the place. It's going to, and then my barroom brawl, and you never know. There's probably more to come. More announcements come. Follow New Sound Wrestling on all forms of social media out there, um, just to keep up to date with what's going on
Man, it
and
sounds like
where we're going to be
it
in
sounds like got a
2024.
lot going on, and you guys are just now getting started. Um, how often do new promotions, pop up on the scene?
Not very often, man, because like the only really other promotion that was around Sioux Falls is Midwest All Pro slash Flagship Pro Wrestling, which is still going on. They have a show coming on, we'll say March 10th in Sioux Falls. I'm supposed to be there as well. Um, but it's really the two going right now, and we just want to bring more eyes to pro wrestling in this area because the closest indie events you're going to go to is Magnum down in Omaha, and everyone down there is absolutely incredible. You have Below Zero up in Fargo, and those guys are great. As I really can't say any really bad things about any pro wrestling companies around the area that I know of. So if you want pro wrestling, you can find it. We're just trying to bring it a little more close to home, and I'm loving it. I love the fact that it's just kind of everything's kind of lining up perfectly. We think we're going to be sitting in traffic and we're getting all green lights, and we're going.
Hey man, and sometimes that's all it takes, man, is getting a couple extra green lights. Next thing you know, you're on the highway and can't nothing stop you.
Exactly. So
Man,
I'm gonna have to put you guys in contact with the owners of New Sound that can tell you a little bit more about them. Right now I'm just a talent and uh looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to working with them all. All these guys and gals I've known for years. Um I mean, Tommy Douglas hit me in the back of the head with a cookie sheet and ballooned up the back of my head. Been to war with him. DeLorean Diggs, he is, giving me a frog splash that gave me a full chiropractic adjustment. Worked with him for years. Uh, Crash McDermott, who has, I want to say, about 0 wins and like 120 losses right now. He calls himself never beat, but he can't seem to beat anyone. He technically beat me for like 2 seconds until the referee noticed the brass knuckles that he hit me in the face with.
game over.
I got the W there. And then Amanda Monroe, who there a long time ago in Midwest All Pro, she tried to get involved in a match between Eugene and Jonathan Coachman, top notch security of the world. Pulled her out of the ring, tried to escort her out, and she slapped me in my face as hard as possible.
Ain't nothing.
So every single person involved with this has hurt me in some way, but I'm excited.
Oh, definitely. So when you're watching wrestling and you watch these interviews, and these guys say they're always on the road, like doing no touring. Is that something that you guys plan on doing down the road, or is it something that maybe?
I know a lot of the guys, they are going out and going places. Like Tommy and DeLorean, I believe they're going to be up in Below Zero in North Dakota. I need to get out there, get my name out there more. I just kind of haven't with some other scheduling stuff and just stuff popping up. I need to get out there. No one to blame but myself for me not being out there more. But yeah, I think it'd be cool if New Sound ends up, going around doing shows um, all over the place. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Be great if y'all, we always looking for sponsors. We need the Read Talk and Listen. I want to be the Read Talk and Listen champion.
Hey, we
I
might be
want
able
to be
to
the dreaded Archer champion. How about that? Your brother ain't here. It's all about you right now. You're the host. You're the guy right now.
hey, we might be able to make that happen, man. Get a dreaded archery championship title going on
Right?
and archery match.
Something like that.
Archery match.
Jeez.
I don't know.
I want to know.
It might not be that might not be safe.
No, all I'm picturing is like the Green Arrow when he had the big boxing glove. That's the only way. It wouldn't be safe, but it'd be funny.
It'd be funny, man. You know, before we got on the show, my mom had called and she was talking. She was like, "So you guys having a restaurant?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Yeah, I don't like the old school wrestlers." And I'm like, "What you mean the old school wrestlers?" And Jack, she starts naming off people, and my jaw dropped. She started naming. Of course, everybody knows like Andre the Giant, Tito
Yeah.
the Yard Dog, Jake the Snake. Then she started naming.
Hmm.
She goes, "Oh, and Devon Erickson. Oh, I love Devon Erickson." And I'm like, "What you know about Devon Erickson?" And she's like, she goes, "A lot of them passed away." I think there's like a couple left, but she goes, "Oh, I used to love watching them wrestle." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, like you
Well,
were."
I suppose like down in Texas, right? Because that's like Von Erich country right
Oh,
there.
definitely, yep. And dude, she was just all into it, and it just shocked me that my mom was a wrestling fan like back in the day, and
Hmm.
I mean, when I was coming up, she would order us pay per views, but she wouldn't watch it with us. She wasn't a big
Right.
fan. But
And I bet if you could go back and look, she's probably watching from like the kitchen, just kind of like
right,
peering in.
I mean, I think the last one I remember her sitting down and actually watching was when Stone Cold fought Shawn Michaels. I want to say it was at WrestleMania.
Okay.
And I think that was the
Was
last
it
one.
the like the double turn with the sharpshooter and all the blood and
Yep, yep.
like Mania like what 13? I want to say I could be wrong.
But she
I'll
was
get corrected if I'm wrong.
but she was naming all these old wrestlers, and I was like, man, it's wild that it goes back that long. Like
Yeah.
it's the history of it is wild, and they had fans everywhere. Like there's no certain demographic that actually watches wrestling. It's pretty much
Hmm.
everybody. Everybody had their time
Yeah, it's
enjoying.
for everyone. It's for everyone. If people fall out and just like don't watch for a long time, then all right, well, yeah, every match is someone's first match. So like, it's crazy. People come into it like uh just even the shows we do and stuff like that. Like for some kid out there, I'm like freaking Batman. Like I'm a superhero.
Yeah,
Like I'm a guy that works at a gas. Like I work at a gas station. Like like you tell me what camels are coming in. Like that's our 9 to 5s. Like that's what we're doing. But all of a sudden, I get to put on I get to put on my other black baseball cap and my flannel and go out there and I'm the Nightmare on Your Street, Jack Kruger. I'm DJ JK, one half of Top Notch Entertainment of the World. I'm Jack of Top Notch Security. I didn't get a last name for Top Notch Security. I'm kind of bummed about that. But yeah, I'm just I'm a freaking superhero there. Taking photos, everything like that, and then you know Monday morning I'm just hobbling back into work. Like, yeah, sorry, Deb, I'm a hurting unit, but I'm fine. You can't complain about it. You did it yourself. Yep, I'm fully aware, but I'm still gonna complain about it.
exactly. Like, do you ever get like sit back and like take it all in? Like, man, like there's this little kid that looks up to me. Like, it does like make you.
It hits sporadically. Like um, the way it hit like the closest to home was my cousin got married this past summer, and I found out that another one of my little cousins, huge wrestling fan, and like his mom and dad bring him to like every WWE show and whatnot like that. So one night like, oh yeah, we're going to this. I'm like, hey, your cousin's a wrestler, and it's a lot cheaper to come see me wrestle. So I'm at this wedding, and the entire night, my cousin is basically just has his mom's phone. It's like, oh, do you know this music? Do you know this? I love this. I love this. Like, hey, we're gonna bring him to the show, and like he kept saying, I'll wrestle you, I'll wrestle you, and My finisher, I call it the dream catcher, but it's the sister Abigail. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. And he was standing there, and he kind of had his arms out, so I snatched him in the finish. Like I just kind of caught him in how I hook it, and he freaked out. And I stopped, and I looked at his mom and dad, and I went, "He will cry tomorrow." No, he won't. I'm like, "He'll cry." I walked away. Next show, it was a show where I got punched in the face with the brass knuckles, and everyone thought I lost, but I ended up winning. He was bawling his eyes out. I'm
Oh,
like, it's still real to him.
yeah. Yep.
You know, I'm a big dude with the beard. I'm basically Santa at this point. Like it happens. So or like kids come up getting photos after the shows and everything like that, and I'm like, this is amazing. Post videos on TikTok. It's like, oh, I see. I've seen you this. I've seen you here. I've seen you this. And then randomly I'll post a video, and then someone comments, "Hey, it's gas station dude." Hi. Yep, I'm pro wrestler. Do impressions on TikTok with almost 60,000 followers on there. I'm the most interesting gas station employee you're gonna ever meet.
Right, dude. I enjoy our conversations when I come into the store. It's
Oh,
fun.
I love it. I bet your bosses hate it
Well, see, that's the thing. My boss,
because you're there for 4 hours.
dude, but that's why I come the times that I come because all right, I get at least 1 hour out of the field, and then it rolls
Yep.
into lunch break. So it's like cool. I can save for like 3 hours.
Oh, there we go.
But
Oh yeah, like talking. I absolutely love when you come in too because I'm like, okay, we're having a good day here, and then some days I come in, Deb's like, oh, you just missed Trey. I'm like, I'm going home. I don't want to be here anymore. This isn't fun.
as well. But you said something that I thought was like pretty cool when you said you grabbed your cousin. You said yeah, he gonna cry tomorrow.
Hmm.
I think that's one of the things like with wrestling, like, you still have younger fans who don't know, and that's the magic of it. And I think
Exactly.
that's why you guys have to make it look as great as
Yeah, as
possible,
authentic as possible.
thick as possible, because there's guys like your cousin and other kids his age
Hmm.
that when they see it, hey, it's bro, they really out there cracking skulls, and
Oh
they
yeah, there was another story that comes to mind. I can't remember this kid's name. It's gonna bother me. I know I'm. He came to a show, and I came out DJJK, big jacket, big chain, captain's hat, strutting around, doing my thing. Um, and he really liked me because he was also wearing a chain.
oh nice,
It was simple as that. So he runs up to me because I get done with the show. I think I was meandering around up to the merch table, see what's going on. Comes up, he's like, I had a chain too, blah blah blah. It's talking like that, talking to this kid, and his parents are like just watching, like, oh my god, he's like meeting a superhero kind of thing. And I'm like, all right, I'm like, you know what, buddy, give me like 5 minutes. I ran to the back, grabbed my keys, ran to my pickup, and like dug through there. And I knew I had one top notch entertainment shirt left, size small, because smalls don't sell. Gave it to that kid. Sure as shit. Next show, he was wearing that shirt. His parents are freaking out. Like, it's the best thing ever. I'm like, yep, superhero.
bro. It's dope, man. Like even with me, I'll go to like different like outdoor sportsman shows and stuff like that. And I don't like to me, I don't think that I'm like big in the archery scene, or whatever. And it'll be sometimes like not little kids, but it'll be guys that 16, 17. Oh snap! I think that's the dreaded archer, and it throws me. I'm like, how do you know me? Like I'm not that big, but then like I see grown men.
Right?
I'm in Deadwood at the casino, and this guy's like, "Oh shit, it's a dreaded archer," and everybody at the casino looks at me, and I'm like, "Huh? What?"
Yeah. Do you also just not know how to react? It's
Yeah,
like,
it's weird.
immediately, hey man, what's up? Like, hey, do you want a picture? What do you want? Like, yeah, what's going on? I'll hit the pose. We good. What's going on?
Exactly. It's wild, but man,
Mm.
it's like I said, it's what we do. Is what you guys do. Is entertainment, and people just love it.
Oh, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
That's it. So
Where did
I
he
know
run off to?
I
He's being
seriously
lazy.
have no idea.
Yeah,
But
we don't need him anyway.
oh no, we don't. We gonna hold it down. We gonna hold it down. So I know we talked about it, before, but like, it's breaking news. Like it's been the last couple of weeks or whatever. But this is like the first time in the history of WWE that there's not a McMahon in power. Like what
Yeah,
is
we were talking about that.
yeah,
Was the first time like 71 years the McMahon is not working actively in the company.
which is wild because the
It's
McMahon played
insane.
a major role in in wrestling. Like listening to like the Undertaker talk, like McMahon was like the main reason who he became who he was,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and it's
Like it, the influence is always gonna be there. But yeah, it's some crazy stuff happening right now.
so. What kind of power struggle has that is that doing to the
I don't. I mean, I wouldn't. Just from what I see and stuff, I wouldn't. Like obviously, I'm not back there going, yeah, what's going on, guys? Who's running things? Like, it looks like they have a good thing going with like their board of like people in charge of like I think Nick Khan running stuff too, Triple H running creative, and um, I think Shawn Michaels kind of in charge of NXT now, which I think is awesome. You have DX running the WWE.
right man. Like, dude, there were some errors in wrestling where that was just amazing. That like I don't think we'll ever get again. Because just because the personality, like you said, Shawn Michaels, like the Heartbreak Kid,
Mm.
that was an error. Then you had Generation X, which I'm pretty sure every kid across America got in trouble at least one time for hitting the X in school. Like I know I did it religiously. Like
Yeah, same.
dude, dude playing little league football, flag football. I want to say like my second or third touchdown. The first thing I did was just put it out there, tongue out and everything. And referee threw the flag. So you can't do that.
Oh yeah.
I had to.
Oh, it's yeah, it's insane. Then you have the '90s DX. Then you had that. They split off everything like that. It was when Sean came back to the WWE, and then down the road, then you had the whole basically around 2006 where McMahon was just screwing with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and there was the whole Vince and Shane McMahon versus Shawn Michaels and God in a tag team match, and it was insane. And the Spirit Squad and all the stuff like that, leading to the reuniting of DX in 2006, which is when I got back into wrestling around then. I got to see, you know, DX versus all these people and DX versus the McMahons. And around that time, it was like, that was still around the time they did that one night stand where it was John Cena versus Rob Van Dam in the ECW arena and all that crazy stuff. Like, around 2006 was kind of when I was hardcore into it again. Fell out around 2008. Got back into it around 2010, 2013. It's a ride. Now I keep up with it as much as I can because you never know. I'll be watching like Monday Night Raw, and then like extras will come out. I'm like, oh hey, I know him. I know that guy. I know that paramedic. He's kicked me in the face or some shit.
Man, is it wild when you watch and you see people that like, hey, I met
Oh,
him.
I love it. I love it because like it's not even like, oh hey, I know him. It's like holy shit. Like those guys have been hard at it. If I'm not mistaken, recently saw these dudes from Omaha, Jameson McGregor and Brixton Nash, the Crucible. Saw them as WWE extras, and it's like, oh shit! Like I can see online like how much they have been putting in their like work and going all over the place, and like good, they're getting some sort of flowers. They're getting noticed. It's amazing.
Oh, definitely. And what's the road like for some guys? Like how long do guys go before they actually make it to the big show, if they ever make it? Like what's the time frame?
I mean, I'm not 100% sure fully. I can only talk about my stories here, and like I only went one long road trip for a show, and that was the Midwest All Pro show that was booked in Dickinson, North Dakota.
Ooh, that's a ways away.
You ever driven across North Dakota track?
No, as far as I've ever
Don't.
go.
Just don't. There was like two trees, a stop sign, and I think a tractor. That was the entirety of the state. You
What
can watch. It's so flat up there. You can watch your dog run away for 2 weeks.
what time of year was it? Was it during the
It
winter?
was summer. Thankfully, it was in an outdoor rodeo arena. Eugene actually pedigreed me that show. It was pretty cool. But it was like an 8 hour drive from Sioux Falls to Dickinson, and then 8 hours back the next day. It was insane. But like it was just in the car with the boys, laughing, joking, having a good time. Like that was the most fun of it.
Oh, I could imagine. I do. I stay as far away from North Dakota as I possibly can. Like I do not want to be
Good. You're in the South Dakota. It's fine. South Dakota's better. That's where we're at.
like my boss would be like, "Hey, man, I want you to go up to work in North Dakota with some of the reps." I'm like, mm
Yeah.
no, buddy. Especially like during like December, January. Nope, because it could be a blizzard anytime, and I'm not trying to get stuck in North
Right.
Dakota.
Like I'm actually kind of curious about how the weather's been recently because it was like it hit 52 today.
Bro, dude, I have a ice tub in the back. And you remember that week where it was like -13, -14? Hell, it was like
Yeah.
-45. Dude, it
Yeah.
was 80 gallons and it completely froze solid. In the last 4 days, it is now down to like I'm almost able to get back in it. But
Okay. Because we've been Deb and I were watching every day. I'm like, hey, Trey did the ice thing again.
yeah,
Trey did the ice thing again. Why is he doing that? It's Trey. Do you really are you really gonna ask questions? That's fair.
bro, it's good for just a covering. I've been working out like twice a day and just trying to get back in like tip top shape. Like my goal for 2024 is to get in like the best shape I've ever been in. So constantly like eating right and dude, I'm now 60 days sober. I haven't had a drink of alcohol
Okay.
in 60 days. So just cutting out the alcohol, cutting out the sugar, drinking, at least three of these a day. Just trying to stay, but I still drink my energy drinks because I gotta have at least
Oh
one.
yeah, I have my bags in the morning. Then I swear I drink about a gallon of water a day, primarily in that shift of work. Because it's either that or I'm gonna like wander around like, oh look, there's a Kit Kat. Oh, there's a Twix. Oh, let's get us some Doritos. No, I'm just drinking water. Like, nope, I'm just gonna run to the bathroom every 10 freaking minutes.
Dude, I'm saying, hey, bro, it's hard. I know it's hard.
Mm.
It's hard for you because it was hard for me when I first started this job, bro. In and out of gas stations all day. Dude, I go to Casey's. Oh, I'll get a slice of pizza. Then I'm at a
Yeah,
Cummins.
how can you not get a pizza or something like
Yes,
that?
I'm snacking all during the day, and dude, within like the first, I say year and a half of the job, dude, I put on like 30 pounds, bro.
Yeesh.
Just killing it, man. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
got to get back in shape. But the weather has been crazy around here. I'm pretty sure February. I'm betting on at least one, maybe two more snowstorms, and I think we'll be.
We're gonna get something. We're in full spring right now. There's still like 2 more seasons of winter.
Yep, definitely, man.
Now, are you gonna try to make it down here March 16th?
Oh, I'm there. Cause see, I was gonna talk to you about that. I want you, talk to people that own it because I want to come with my cameras, with my gimbal, and I just want to film you guys and
Oh yeah, I can talk to the guys.
action video. And I'm not charging nothing. I just want to be there and just,
Hmm.
I gotta.
Yeah, we're Dev, I need to put you in contact with the owners and stuff. You guys have them on because I think you would get along with all of them, especially DeLorean. DeLorean, he's a freaking riot.
And his real name is DeLorean.
That's his real name,
The car.
named after the car.
That's uh, no, I don't know any DeLoreans. Nope, that's the first one.
Exactly. It's awesome.
That's the one and only man. Which
Exactly. It's
I want.
he's great. He's absolutely great.
I wanted that car.
Um.
I wanted it
Yeah.
so
Right.
back to
Right. You
and
see, they're bringing it back. Like.
I hate when they do that because they never
Yeah.
get it right. I think
I'm gonna have to find the video and send it to you in Messenger. But I saw this sick DeLorean phone case, like for your iPhone and stuff, that like
yeah,
moves. It's insane. It looks dope. It's got a flux capacitor and everything.
oh, you gotta have the flux capacitor and 82 gig 8200 gigawatts or
1.21 gigawatts.
hey,
Oh yeah,
if I was a wrestler that'd be my name 1.8
gigawatt.
1.8 gigawatt.
1.20. All right, I was just gonna ask that when he came back. When I was like, all right, what are y'all's rings names? What would your entrance music be? Like, do you have a song that sticks out in your head? If you like, because that's what I do. I'll be listening to random music and I'll be like, okay, I can hear it start here, hear the build up, and then right now is where I'd walk through the curtain kind of thing.
Man, my intro will be just like Bill Goldberg's. I'm not gonna lie. I want like a song like a something mellow but intimidating, and then I walk out and
Mm.
stand and then have the sparks. Either that or Gangrel's
Oh,
entrance,
like the Brood entrance. Yeah, that'd be sick.
bro. I don't know. I think I was like the only person I knew that loved the Brood. I dude,
Mm.
I loved him, man. He get there and drink the blood and spit it out, man. That
That see now with the power of social media and everything like that, you could just do dreaded Archer, um,
wrestler
just
didn't,
video entrance video wrestling like vignettes or something like that.
bro, dude. It'd be dope, man. I, yeah, that was one of my favorite groups. I would say that was a group that got me into wrestling.
Like the original Brew with like Edge Christian and Gangrel.
Yep, because I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was a real vampire. I swear to you, I was like, bro, this
Right,
is
he had the teeth and everything. It was great.
this is a real vampire, bro. I'm all about it because I was all into vampires at that time, man. Like vampires
Mm.
was up my alley. This is pretty Twilight, by the way, for y'all listening. This is the real shit.
Don't get that mistaken. We know Trey loves Twilight. He
No,
brings the books in every time he comes to my work. It's amazing.
no, no. If I was a wrestler, yeah, I'd have It's got to be one entrance like one of those two, either something really dark and just flashy, or
Mm.
like Goldberg, just like simple,
Okay.
intimidating, and I just come out ready to kick some ass.
And here I am thinking, like watching you guys interact before we went live. I'm like, these. I'm like, yep, this is. I'm like, we got the D-Generation Exit podcast, and Trey is obviously Shawn Michaels.
Right? Hey, I'm not gonna. Hey, bro, I think me and Nick be a good tag team, man.
Oh
Hey,
yeah, definitely.
hey, oh, hey, I definitely got to talk to the guys at New Sound because I would love to do like a special, like a guest appearance, just
Hmm.
maybe a referee or just like come in the ring at the end and hit somebody across the head with some knuckles and roll out and then boom, it's over.
Yeah, definitely talk to the guys, man. It's be a lot of fun.
They got to
Um,
teach me how to tumble a little bit.
hey, you could also record a live podcast before a show sometime with some of the boys. You never know.
Oh, dude, I love that, man. Because we are definitely trying to branch out and just produce content, man, and tell stories, man. Because I feel like a lot of stuff around goes unseen, and I think if more people knew about it, it would just like
Yeah.
would just flock to it, man. And I think the life of a pro wrestler trying to come through the ranks, man, that'd be dope, man.
Mm.
It's a dope sit down with some guys and like
And
have
then, like with that, you also have people that'll make you cool stuff. Like my best friend, we were talking about merch ideas, and it's like, what's something no one else has? So he like came and took a bunch of photos of me. Um,
Lucky Strike.
Gangrel walked so Edward could run.
Hey,
Lucky. God damn it.
t-shirt that got to go on a t-shirt.
Yes. Make that, print that. It's out there. Amazing. But God damn it. I had a buddy of mine. Hey, no one's ever had this from merch. Look at this, Trey.
What?
Yeah, it's me.
See,
That's a bust.
we need a Jack Kruger bobblehead or a Funko
Yeah,
Pop.
right. Yeah, exactly. That'd be freaking awesome.
Man,
Yeah, there's just a 3D print of me. Just I keep them at my house. It's just paperweight. There's just me staring at me all day.
bro, sell those, man. Just have Deb put a little
Right? It'd be great. I'm working on some stuff for some new shirts and stuff like that. I need to do a full run of the Nightmare on Your Street shirts. I'm working on. I have a friend who's in school for graphic design. She was talking to me about trying to do something. She's making me a nightmare dream catcher. I want to talk to Lucky about because Lucky's my go-to. Lucky's my go-to when it comes to logos. A cool like literally a street sign like
Yeah,
the Nightmare on this is your street kind of thing. It's like weird like nightmarish street sign makes would just make me laugh.
bro, you gotta get the merch, man. You gotta get the merch.
I know. It's just it costs a lot of money to get a lot of stuff made.
Oh yeah, well, you can always start small. Just start with t-shirts,
Oh yeah,
or I mean,
yeah.
dude.
I got a guy who will make stuff. I just got to make it run to Sioux Falls and get a bunch of material. It's gonna be pretty easy to do.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So, hey, what's your favorite era of wrestling? I mean,
My my favorite era of wrestling, like
look at like going all the way back. What's your favorite era?
uh, I guess it probably the one that drew me in the most when I was a kid, like that 2006 Ruthless Aggression era. Around then, with like that's what really drew me in there. But like I loved the NWO when I was a kid, so it's hard to put that one out there. I'd say like very young Jack would probably say NWO, um, Monday Night Wars kind of stuff, leaning towards WCW because I was a big Hulk Hogan guy back in the day. Not so much anymore. Um, but then growing up a little bit, yeah, I really like the DX, the 2006 era, 2007 at WWE, and like now there's so much stuff, and like my favorite era now is probably this new era, New Sound. That's probably my favorite era because I'm a
Already,
part of it. Self promotion.
right? Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, dude,
Right.
I cannot wait to get out there March 16th, dude. If I'm not filming, I'll definitely be out there watching. Because, like I
Well,
said, I
here's the thing. You know what that day is, right?
no.
March 16th,
What's March 16th?
316.
Oh shit! I didn't think about that.
Oh hell yeah!
Hey, dude,
We're doing it on Stone Cold Steve Austin Day, dude.
is that an official day?
Uh, in the wrestling community, yes.
Hell yeah, yo, I'm gonna tell
I'm
you.
gonna I might have to do a beer bash that night.
Seeing him with, I watched a documentary and he had hair and it messed me up.
No,
It,
no, like studying Steve, like back in the day, the ringmaster.
yeah, the ringmaster. I did not. I was like, who the hell is this dude?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep,
that name was garbage, bro. The ringmaster.
the
That was
ringmaster, and then like no goatee, and like baby face Steve Austin. No.
nope. Didn't fly with me. But man, I'm gonna tell you now. There's two guys. I mean, two guys. I feel that made like they when they changed their character. That I think it made their career. It solidified their career, and that's the Undertaker and
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think those two guys when they changed their character, I think that just
Mm-hmm.
it solidified their
And
career.
then even Undertaker changing with going into like the American Badass
Yep,
still worked. Going back to the Dead Man still worked. Like it's great. But yeah, like Stone Cold is just incredible.
man. So what is it looking like down the road for New Sound? Like what do you guys plan on? Like what are your goals? What do y'all? How big do y'all want to get?
Um, Honestly, I mean, I want to see them hit the moon, man. I want to see us going all over the country. That'd be awesome. I'm shooting. At least if you shoot for the moon, you're going to land among the stars. Like
Exactly.
I think just getting the name out there, getting more shows booked, getting maybe a facility that we can do shows out of, something like that. I can't really speak for what the owners want to do, but I mean, I'm going to shoot for everything. I want to see New Sound everywhere.
Oh yeah, to be along for the ride.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. Hey Jack, before we get out of here, let the people know where they can find you on all social media platforms.
Oh right. Right. Primarily, it is that Jack Kruger. So basically, the name you see on the screen. There you go. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Um, those are the main places you can find me. Primarily on the TikTok, where I post my pro wrestling content. Also do impressions out there too, of like characters from like Crowley from Supernatural, stuff like that. But if you really want to see me, you'll see it up on the screen right there. New Sound Pro Wrestling, March 16th, 7 p.m. on the Rocks, Valley Springs. I'll be in a barroom brawl. Again, it's the Reflection Perfection Webster Prince versus the Nightmare on York Street, Jack Kruger. And it's going
Oh,
to be a banger of a night.
so well before we got here, I need to know what is a bar room brawl. Explain that.
Um, Basically, it's a no disqualification match. I believe the pinfall needs to take place in the ring, but no disqualifications, weapons allowed. We're going. I'm going to go all over the place. Like nowhere is safe.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be in the house for that one. I'm
Oh yeah.
definitely. Hopefully, I'm with the camera and I'm getting
Yes.
it, getting it,
Get
getting it.
out of the way. Get out
Yeah,
of the way.
I'm down,
Exactly.
man. Hey Jack, I appreciate you taking time out of your day, man, to sit with the RTL and man talk with us about your career, man, a little bit of sports
Oh
and
yeah.
wrestling history, man. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. I definitely want. I'd love to come back more, man. This is a lot of fun. Um, hell, you could even do a live like watch along of like Mania or something like that, and all of us can sit here and watch it and stuff too.
Ooh, I've
Right? That's
thought
what a lot of people do.
about it. I know
They a lot of
I know like Joe Rogan, they do like the fight companions where
yeah.
they watch the fight and just react to it.
Yep. Exactly. And like I know a lot of people they stream live on like TikTok and stuff like that. Like they don't show any of the footage because that's copyrighted.
They'll
But
take your
like
ass down too.
they're yeah, they're watching like they're just we could all just be sitting like this watching. You're looking at your monitor watching. Nick's watching his stuff. I'm watching at my house. And it's like oh shit, like this is and just have our own little conversation, little group watch along party kind of thing. That could be a lot of fun.
Hey, I'm down for it, bro. The next event, let's do it. I'm gonna get a pay per view.
Uh,
Well, I won't put it on the TV up here because I'm not trying to get WWE knocking on my
yeah,
door.
yeah, yeah.
But
We don't want that unless it's for like, hey man, you want a job?
right, but I think I can set it up where we can watch it on screen, but the people can't see it, but we can.
Mm.
We'll do it
Yeah,
that
I'll
way.
definitely have to get a cam and everything by then so I can do it at my desk.
Oh, that'd be dope, man. But hey, before
Yeah,
we got
man.
we do a thing, man, where we just check. We call it mental health checks, man. Where we just
Mm.
we checking everybody because we real big on mental health, man.
Mm.
You never know what somebody going through, so uh,
Mm.
just we rank it 1 through 10. Tell me how you doing personally, how you doing physically, how you doing mentally, and how you doing professionally.
Uh, I honestly, I'd say professionally, especially when it comes to work and stuff like that, I'm at least an 8, man. I'm loving what I do at the gas station, and it gives me time to do all the wrestling and anything else I want to do. Physically, I'd say I'm closer towards like a 5 or 6, man. I gotta get my ass back into gear. Um, mentally, it's a little lower this week. This past I'd say I'm about 4 or 5. This past Monday, I was at a funeral for a friend of mine who passed away. Uh, Graduated with his daughter, became buddies with him and shit like that. So I had his funeral. So a little bit of a downer there, but um, I got some fun stuff planned because I know he's got the best seat in the house to watch me wrestle this
Exactly.
March. I know his family's gonna be there. We're gonna have a grand old time for that. Shout out, rest in peace, my buddy Brent. Um, yeah, that's how I'm doing. It's a roller coaster ride, but you can't appreciate the highs without the lows.
Exactly, man. And I say for me, man, physically, the gym's been kicking my butt, but
Mm,
I'm getting better. So I say physically, man. Right now it was leg day, a modified leg
mm.
day 'cause I'm still trying to get over a sprained ankle. So
Ooh,
modified,
I've done that more times than I can count.
dude, trying to snowboard, bro.
Mm,
So I'm probably feeling about a 7 right now. Mentally, man, I'm good, man. Work's good,
good.
podcast good, dreaded archer's good. So I'm probably sitting about a 8 mentally. Um,
Okay.
and business wise, dreaded archer, man, the podcast is going crazy, man. I got more and more guests just
Mm,
hitting me up to hop on and got some
okay.
new merch coming out, and then you know it's about springtime. So springtime is archery shoot, so it's gonna be
Mm,
we going down to Oklahoma in April. Then I'll be in see in May I'll be in Durango at the Mountain Archery Fest, and then in June be at the Total Archery Challenge here in South Dakota. So
okay.
at,
Um, yeah. Also, definitely send me over your social medias and stuff like that. I don't want to follow you and put your stuff out there more.
oh yeah, hey for sure, I
I don't
appreciate
want
it.
to say like even if a couple of the people said uh, 60,000 almost on TikTok and stuff like that. Like, I'll put it out there, see if anyone bites at it.
Hey, I'm down for it, bro. I am down. Appreciate it.
Definitely. Sweet.
Hey, and with all that being said, this has been another exciting episode of the Dreaded Archer Pod. I mean,
Oh,
of the
I got it. You got him off guard. Let them all talking about Dreaded Archer.
This has been another
Well,
exciting
you're doing a
episode.
solo right now, so it might as well be. This is the Dreaded Archer takeover. This is what
We're about to
happened.
take over the RTL right now. But this has been another exciting episode of the RTL podcast. I'm your host, Trey, with special guest Jack Kruger, the Nightmare on Yo Street. And
All
we are out.
right.